Hey everybody, Ben here. Thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up for yourself each and every day. So we're going to do a Sunday morning ink blot. Sorry it's raining out, but I wanted to go with some prettier colors and just going to reference the chakras here. We got our sacral orange, our solar plexus yellow, a heart green, and then violet or purple for our crown. What do you want it to be? Do we want something positive? Do we want something negative? Do we want to say how amazing we are or how much, life sucks? What do we want here? Hopefully it's a positive one. I think it will be. Clearly we're looking at our, uh, these four chakras going together. It sounds like we're creating something positive. So anyway, I'll take a picture of what came through. I should say what I dropped and then what came through. And then we'll see what we come up with. So we'll see you then. All right, everybody. Should be able to see what I dropped and then what came through. So first I almost started the darn thing on fire. I put it in the oven normally to speed up the processing. It was raining so hard I couldn't hear the oven and I forgot about it. Luckily it made it. Uh, Hopefully I don't do this one a disservice. Uh, First I'm seeing a bird on top of a winged man, if we will. And it's giving the idea of like Horus. But there's a lot more going on here, and like I said, I'm not very up on all the deities or gods, goddesses, but naturally here we can see the body of the winged man, and then uh, the bird here. If we're looking at, in general, uh, referencing chakra colors, you can see down at the bottom, the winged man, I feel like is more or less presenting us. And the green and the brown at the bottom is showing more of an earthly vibe. Here we are, a spiritual being having a human experience and trying to further our connection uh, with our crown chakra, spirit, source, God, divine, whatever it may be. Excuse me. And what is the bridging factor between the two? The, from the spiritual aspect and the earthly aspect. And we see the bird is the connecting force. You can also look at this just as our sacral. Uh, Creativity in general was coming through strong when I first, viewed this. Of our connection is being an authentic expression of ourselves. Uh, Furthers this beautiful experience. We are, here in this prison planet, if we will, and being in the system to survive. How can we implement this creativity? And it doesn't have to be in matter. Granted, we are here in this earthly experience, and everything around us is material. It is tangible. It is something. How can we do this with material? I'm not saying we can't use material, but it doesn't just have to be limited to that. This purple, I know I had one a long time ago, but it also feels like a crow. You know, when we normally see a bird, uh, it just looks black. But when the sun hits it right, we start to see all these different hues in it. Maybe we have, there's two bird references here at least. Maybe we are communicating in a way, or they are confirming messages. We're trying to communicate with you. What are our thoughts at that time? Pay attention, good or bad. Could be guidance, or it could be, hey, maybe we shouldn't. Maybe we should get out of this mindset. Maybe we shouldn't be thinking this way. Maybe we're having creative thoughts and ideas, and we knock them down real quick due to our limited mindset. Uh, we we have the gift. We have the ability. Clearly, we are just not here as a man, a winged man, if we will, or woman, just using that as in general. And uh, this connection is heavily possible through uh, our creative aspects. Sacral is also sexual energy, and I haven't dove deep into that. So I don't want, like I said, I don't want to do any of this message a disservice. But that is a potent energy in general, whether used in the physical, but it can be used in other ways. Dumping this into a creative aspect has the ability of birthing, whether male or female. We need both to tango, if you will. That is uh, what I'm getting at there is uh, it's a seed. It is fertility and it has the potential to turn into something. If we are celibate, where are we funneling that energy into? Putting it into a creative aspect. If we're not, like I said, I didn't do enough research on that energy in general to see how it can be implemented in our life. But clearly, naturally here, if you're viewing this, you're interested in this connection, whether you have it or you want to expand it in general. Maybe we're not seeing it the way that we want to see it or think we should see it. And we're trying things to go deeper. Being creative in general just sounds like a hobby at times or doing something to pass time, but we're putting a lot of our personality into there or our authenticity. We are creating something, and this energy is moving. We are, easiest reference is cooking. If I just go to a fast food joint and buy something, machines, everything's measured properly, it's timed, it's very cookie cutter. It is what worked for them and how can we make profit. If I'm cooking at home or I have my own little restaurant or establishment and I am putting my effort, my personal energy into this, maybe I'm altering recipes or I'm not following recipes and maybe I burn something a little bit, but I fix it or it's still really good because guess what? I made it and my love or energy and it all went into there. This is no different than anything that we're creating. We are putting something into it. It is us putting something into it and then it's giving back to us. It's like this closed loop, which is like a self-replenishment, if we will, versus, and if we are in a place that we can share, sending that out to everyone and elsewhere. There is this heavy connection on creativity, and I just hope I'm not doing it a disservice. The Emperor reversed, chaos. Uh, Looking in general of where are we putting our energy? Uh, Not saying that this is 100% here, but let's just go with the idea of an emperor that is uh, self-conscious and a lot of his finances or resources or his main goal is to make himself look superior to others. It is uh, the driving force is this image versus what is actually needed for him or her to feel fulfilled. I kind of just fell right in line. Let's, being creative in aspect that how is this going to make me look to the external? Am I doing things to make me appear a certain way? And by going that route, that's not a closed loop. That is satisfying the masses or the external. I'm putting, I'm trying to create something and I'm putting this out here for them, not for me. I think it's me, but maybe it's an attention thing. You know, he he was doing this for his image. It wasn't, and indirectly we think that's going to make us feel a certain way or better, but it wasn't a closed loop. So like, let's just use crafts for an example. If I'm doing this and I make a mistake, I'm not going to throw it out. Maybe I would if I'm doing it for the masses because it's not perfect. It's not going to be well received. But if I did it and even though I had that impurity, I made it and I still think it's really pretty, or useful, however we look at that. And I made it and I'm hanging on to that because I'm still proud of it, or it's going to be that closed circuit like I was speaking of. Self-acceptance is coming through as well. Being enough as we are. Sure, we grow and we heal and we see things differently and we expand. But what I meant by that was uh, not changing ourselves to satisfy this image for the masses. Five of Pentacles reversed, resilience, not giving up. Maybe we've been working at this for a while, or we wavered in a way and we were going a wrong direction. Maybe we've been trying a lot of things. When we really get to that whole spirit connection, I know it started out as, or I started it out as, just being more connected to spirit in a way that it's external and there's knowledge there, or we're going to feel more connected or more useful, however that is. But when everything's connected in a way that it's flowing freely, uh, it's not external, number one. And we are it. We are all. We are all connected. It's not external of us, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. It's resilience of uh, not wavering on our goals, of just being at peace, I think. We're looking for this and we're not quite sure what's all there. What all is needed to finish this. And that the creativity is heavy. The connection here. I said before I was going to do more research on ways to be creative than just the surface level. And we got Ten of Pentacles sideways, family abundance and family dispute. Granted, we look at this financially, and maybe that is the goal. Maybe it isn't the goal. Maybe it's a little bit of both. When we think of creativity, we think of creating something naturally, and sure, it can benefit me. It can be that closed loop, but it can also be that closed loop if it can produce financial stability, financial independence for me. Maybe there's that push and that pull. When I said of this emperor, are we doing it to look a certain way? Are we changing our form from our authentic standpoint or what we think is good, and instead altering our behavior or our presentation or our creation for the masses? I think it's kind of, which way do we want to go here? And coming back into that full place, full, F-U-L-L, sorry, I didn't mean the fool, of holding ourselves accountable to just us, just being us, and that it is enough. You don't have to change anything. It's probably not seeing the results right away, because it is difficult when we see everybody else going this way and getting attention, or it providing in a way, and maybe we change things to do that, and that's not really us. The Ace of Pentacles, potential. Maybe we're not seeing the potential in anything of our creation. When we do this whole comparison thing, it is, how does that saying go? We are our own demise at that point, because we are looking at others succeeding, and we must be doing something wrong, or we're not good enough. There's a time and a place when we finally pull back and we see that I want to attract what works for me and not what the masses is. Look at a relationship in general, or a job. If I am quality, if I believe I am quality, I'm going to attract quality. When I'm on this aspect of I want that, but I don't want that. I want to be me, but it's not received well or something. Getting back to that place of, I lost my thought. I guess we'll leave it there. Get a closing card here. We got two sideways. We got the Magician and the Four of Pentacles. They're sideways. So We're looking at spiritualist materialism. This is going back and forth on what we were already talking about. You know, we are in a place of uh, are we going to trust and fully connect with trusting in our us? Like I was saying, we're feeling like we're not good enough, and then it's like the pull between the materialism. I think this creation is the goal is to reach financial stability, and it was here, but we're in the middle. The only way to get there is through our authentic place. The magician, manifesting and trickery. How the external tricks us. How we compare and we see all these other things taking place, and it's like, well, we must be wrong. We must be doing something wrong. I'm not good enough. Myself isn't good enough. My abilities aren't good enough. My appearance isn't good enough. Whatever it is, and uh, it's a manipulation of the mind that I'm not good enough. Whatever I'm doing isn't good enough. You know, why? Why isn't, well, I'm allowing that external to reflect my insides because I'm not seeing the results that I wanted. This full connection, this, we're here, and look how bright that orange is. I don't know why I drew it that way, but it is so powerful. There's hardly any other colors affecting it, and we don't think it's good enough. That's huge amount of energy that is pure, and the connection is right there. Why don't we think we're good enough? And I get the whole external, like everything, it's coming through that it's just proving to us that, yeah, something's wrong. I need to change something. I need to do something differently because I'm not getting any confirmations or reassurances that I am on the right direction. And it's this belief that we have to change, that I am good enough or whatever I am creating is valuable. And just the right people haven't seen it yet. And why haven't they seen it yet? Because I don't believe it inside here. And until we change that, if I am quality, I will attract quality. Or, whatever words you want to use there to fill in there. But my product is quality. I am valuable. And the external is just reflecting back of how we feel in here. And then it just keeps getting worse, in this aspect of, oh, wow, but it's just this reflection in here. And until we turn that and really see this creativity, how pure this is. Look how pure. I just can't get off that. It is so bright. We will move forward then. I'm going to leave that there. If this resonated, feel free to like, comment, share, or subscribe. And if you guys know anything about that sexual energy, I should really do some research on there just to see how that pans through. Anyway, take care.